The end of signature is a project that I've been developing over the years since 2013. I was first developing signatures for social movements or groups of people supporting one cause. I was really interested in how complexity scientists are talking about crowds, societies, communities, developing collective personality or collective mind. I was also thinking about the obfuscation of authorship and the end of handwriting, which are caused by contemporary technologies. I'm trying to capture the transformations of the human and social change in response to technology. My work explores in which direction we are evolving as a species. I'm investigating the future of labor and creativity. And in particular, I'm interested in the new forms of extractivism which emerged in surveillance capitalism and in which the entire society is being treated as one gigantic factory of data production and exploitation. This made me realize that the idea of individual singular author is just a myth that was created in order to better extract value from the labor of the multitude, from creativity as a networked and collective process. The questions of individual authorship versus collective process of networked creativity is also very important, talking about science and academia. We now know that nothing is created in a vacuum, and any kind of scientific discovery or academic achievement is related to previous discoveries, to other people working in this field, and perhaps even more importantly, all the people that are helping to develop the research. And the iteration of the end of signature realized for MIT is precisely focusing on this question. And in this case, we have two signatures. And one of them is a collection of signatures of scientists and academics that have worked at MIT. So it also includes signatures of people who were researchers, scientists, academics here but are no longer alive, as well as current scientists, but also students, researchers, postdocs. The second signature is created through fusing together signatures of people who live or work in Cambridge in this area. So I wanted to find the best method to collect and fuse signatures of scientists, academics, and Cambridge residents. Professor John Guttag and his wonderful PhD students helped me to collect the signatures and then to develop a process to fuse these signatures together. We used artificial intelligence, machine learning, in particular GAN algorithms, to train the algorithm on the data set of all the signatures we collected, and then to produce the new signatures. They are a sort of a fusion, a new signature that is produced as the algorithm learns and is trained on this existing data set of individual signatures. A lot of my works emulate living forms, and I am particularly interested in unstable objects in transition and flux. It was very important for me to incorporate this movement and motion into this project, and that's why the end of signature is also always moving, and one of the iterations is a neon sign which is occasionally blinking as if it was working out of order or if it was alive in a way, and the other signature is perpetually signing and resigning and erasing itself and signing again, like a palimpsest, and it's also imitating obviously the act of handwriting and a handwritten signature, except that here there's like an invisible hand of collectivity. I am really happy with the fact that the end of signature becomes this new visual identity for this communal space, for this public space where people can gather, meet, and it becomes sort of a landmark for people to identify this new plaza, new square. And the end of signature is embedding the ideas of how a form can be the result of collective intelligence of thousands or millions of humans coming together.